John.
Good evening. It's August 4th, 2025, Monday, and we're in Studio 6A tonight, and it's my distinct pleasure and my honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. What's the two initial JJ stand for?
John Joseph.
And what's the rest?
John Joseph Jacob Jeckovich.
John Joseph Jacob Jeckovich. Well, that's a clever name. JJ. I'll be damned. So how are you feeling today?
Good.
You're looking well. I heard you had a visitor.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it?
Amber was here, yeah.
Amber Nicole Jeckovich is Mr. Jeckovich's great-granddaughter, and she came to visit about 3 to 4 times a week, and she's really a treat to have coming in. She's nice to see. She's got a nice personality. In fact,
She's going to California.
yes. Well, Amber is an avid surfer. She surfed all around the world. There's not a continent that has good waves on it. I don't think she's been to all of them. And she's a full-time missionary, a Bible one hand, and a surfboard in the other. What's her Bible look like?
All worn out.
The way it should be. The way it should be. Amber was lucky. She spent 3 or 4 months surfing in Malibu, California. 2 weeks she left, and it was just before the fires came, 2 weeks later. But she's been every country that's got waves. She's been there. Even though she lives on the ocean, she can roll out of bed in the sand, but it's much different. Because I believe when you're an avid surfer, if you get bored with the waves in your backyard, you move on and look for others, right?
Why?
Amber's always looking for waves, isn't she?
Yeah.
Bigger waves, more challenging waves. So what did you and Amber do today? What did you and Amber do when she...
Amber slept again today. on the couch, on the
well,
chair.
You know something? Even if she slept, it's just nice to have a person visiting. It's just nice. The presence of another person is a beautiful thing. So she was tired, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
I said, quit asking that. She's just, that's her nap time, I guess.
What's that?
Just when she comes here, it's a nap time, that's all.
So it's a nap time. Be happy she visits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's tired out. She's cleaning houses now.
Oh, is that what she did? Yeah.
She works hard.
Huh?
Yeah, she's a tough kid.
She did 5 houses this week.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know all that. But
her hands are getting blistered.
that's not good. I'll have to talk to her about that. Yeah. So how you been feeling today? Pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
You're looking well.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking well.
27.
Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, and we're knocking on the door of 2025. And now we're knocking on the door of 2025, and Mr. Jeckovich will soon be 100 years old. What an amazing feat. Listen, boys and girls, if you're 40 years old listening, you have about a 5% chance to make it to 100. It's hard. It's damn hard to do. I don't know of anyone 100. I have to be quite honest with you. If you listeners know of people that are in good shape at 100, please text us at 407-366-0000. Mr. Jeckovich was in World War II as a teenage boy. He was beat up, he was shot.
Lost a hip,
shot by a sniper in the shoulder, trench foot, frostbite, and also he still has shrapnel in his body. Is that frostbite bothering you?
Oh, still does. Number 7.
Yeah. Every day and night for 80 years, frostbite bothers him from the Battle of the Bulge and fighting in Bastogne. Battle of the Bulge. These guys didn't have the proper winter clothing. They spent most of their months outside, or if they're lucky, they found some hay in a barn. They were out there all the time. Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, by the way, was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Isn't today a gift, Mr. Jeckovich?
Yeah.
You're damn right it is. You're damn right it is. So listen, boys and girls, it's a short dance around the sun. Mr. Jeckovich said, at 20 years old, he blinked his eyes, and now he's 100. He blinked his eyes at 20, and now he's 100. Where'd 80 years go?
Oh.
Where the
I
hell?
don't know.
Seriously, where the hell did 80 years go?
Yeah.
It went by that quickly, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it
So
goes
quick.
by fast.
Yeah. So enjoy every day, boys and girls, and keep an idea and remember that you're just a visitor here. You won't be here long. You know, life is just so damn strange. You will arrive with nothing. Everyone arrives with nothing. You spend your whole life chasing everything. I want this new car. I want this new rifle. I want this new house. I want these new shirts. I want this new purse. But still, you'll leave with nothing. You've never seen a U-Haul truck pulling a hearse. So make damn sure your soul gains more than your hands. Make sure your soul gains more than your hands. Because you can't take it with you. Minutes, please?
23.
Okay, 1 second, please. Would you like some coffee, Mr. Jack?
No, come on.
No coffee?
No thanks, no thanks.
Okay. 1 second. It's like Mr. Jeckovich, he went into World War II as a teenage boy.
33s.
33s is the military code for teenage boys. Those are the best fighters. Believe me, there's a major difference between a teenage boy and a 25-year-old. You must say, no, they're not, but there is. And Mr. Jeckovich didn't enlist. His brother enlisted, and he never went to the front line. And his brother, what did your brother do?
Steve
Yeah,
was in school.
but what did he do? Jeeps?
Yeah, it's all Jeeps. They call recruits how to drive Jeeps.
So his brother enlisted, and he stayed in the state of New York, and he taught younger recruits to drive Jeeps. By enlisting, you get a little different opportunity. Did he have some great driving talents?
Cool.
Your brother?
No, he hit a fire hydrant and everything else.
Ah, I see.
Luckily was the Coast Guard.
Yeah, that's his other
He
brother.
didn't get back to Honolulu.
Yeah, that's his other brother. So Mr. Jeckovich did not enlist. You were drafted.
Yeah.
Why didn't you enlist?
Well, I was taking care of my mother. My father passed away at 43.
Yeah, so there it is. His father passed away early. Mr. Jeckovich was 11 years old, and he was a sole caretaker of his mother from his age 11 to his mother's death, aged 89. So he took care of her all those years. So he figured if he waits to get drafted, what will take place is he'll have more time to spend with the mother, more time helping his mother. But here's the caveat. When you get drafted in World War II, 9 times out of 10, they're going to send you right to the front line. Frontline infantry. Frontline infantry. Then Mr. Jeckovich had many battle scars. He got beat up pretty bad, but he survived. He survived World War II. Many people didn't. His best friend, Donald Lake, was in the same foxhole. And a dirty bomb, what's a dirty bomb?
Dirty Brown's got screwdrivers and nails and everything else, and it drops on your head.
Yeah. So a dirty bomb hit over these guys' heads. It took Donald Lake's head off. The only thing that was hanging was his glasses from his ears. Mr. Jeckovich removed the glasses, and we sent out one dog tag offer. Donald Lake to his mother. He wrote his mother and father a beautiful letter about what a hero Donald Lake was, and that he didn't suffer. He died instantly. He died instantly. And where did the Lakes live?
Waterville, New York.
Yeah, Waterloo in New York. And then they were praying that Mr. Jeckovich survived the war. In fact, when they got notice that their son got killed, they simply wrote a 2 or 3 page thank you letter about updating them to Mr. Jeckovich, and I got that letter still. After 80 years, they referred to him as Johnny. And Johnny, we're going to pray that you make it through the war. And Johnny, we're sending out this beautiful package. And the package had like, what in it, treats?
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things were in that package the Leap sent you.
Well, the wristwatch in there.
Yeah.
Some food.
So there it is.
Some books.
There's a great idea why they're calling this the greatest generation of all time. This beautiful family just lost their son, and misery. These wars bring misery and pain, and they're still bringing misery and pain, these World War II veterans, and they're all almost 100 or more. And the Lapes bounced right back, and they said, we're going to send you something, Johnny. Here is something, we'll pray you stay alive. And that generation, the more I read Mr. Jeckovich's book, titled Their Mother's Sons, it tells me that generation were very patriotic, and they had great empathy. They all seem to have great empathy. Empathy is the glue to civilization. Empathy is the glue to humanity. Without empathy, you're just a 2-bit thug. Without empathy, you are just a 2-bit thug. So Mr. Jeckovich was drafted so he could spend more time with his mother. And Mr. Jeckovich was part of the most selfless and courageous operation on the history of humankind. Mr. Jeckovich left his house. Where was your house at? Where was your house at? Where'd you live?
36 Orleans Avenue.
Mr. Jeckovich left his house at 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York, to help out complete strangers. You didn't know any of those people you were helping.
I was forced to go.
Yeah, and with whom they had nothing in common. Mr. Jeckovich and all the fighters had nothing in common, but they went there to fight. How? How can we be worthy of their legacy? You tell me. Please, someone text me. I don't know. How can we be worthy of their legacy? As a teenage boy, Mr. Jeckovich, as I said, he was frontline infantry in the dirt. He went in there in the snow, lots of snow. It was the coldest winter record. When Mr. Jeckovich was a teenager, his division was affectionately called the diaper division. How come?
The young kids.
Young kids. But after they held Bastogne, and what did they tell you to do with Bastogne?
Hold.
Hold Bastogne. They were surrounded by hundreds of thousands of Nazis,
Yeah.
6,000 takes. This is all unexpectedly. It's all coming through the Ardennes forest. It's a very populated forest. The trees are close together, and no one suspected that troops would come through and tanks would be able to make it through. So they were instructed to hold Bastogne. Now, that was a very important thing to hold Bastogne, but they had 4 days of horrible weather. They needed 20 or 30,000 U.S. paratroopers to drop in. They couldn't do it. They needed their supplies. They needed their ammunition. They needed air support to start shooting down some of these 600,000 Nazis that were surrounding them. They were surrounding them. And so their orders were to hold it at all costs. Well, after the 4th day, the skies cleared, and the U.S. Army and all the rest of the paratroopers start dropping in. But by that time, there was about 97% casualties for Mr. Jeckovich's division. And now, in Bastogne, the white snow is red, blood, body parts, bodies everywhere. And now, instead of being affectionately called the diaper division, they got a new name. Their name is this: the Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. The Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. And like I said, Mr. Jeckovich was not a rear echelon typing up some stuff or delivering food. He was in a fight, day and night. And for that, he was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart Medal. He was awarded the Army Good Conduct Medal. He was awarded the American Campaign Medal. He was awarded the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars. He was awarded the World War II Victory Medal. He was awarded the Army of Occupation Medal with Germany class. He was awarded the Combat Infantry Badge. the sharpshooter badge, and carbine pistol machine gun bars. You primarily operated a machine gun, right?
Yeah.
And how'd you cool that?
Well, antifreeze.
And you had water and antifreeze.
Yeah.
If you didn't have antifreeze, it would freeze.
Yeah.
The water that cools a machine gun would
Yeah.
freeze. Mr. Jeckovich, when he was beat up, shot up, stabbed, bombed, shrapnel in his body, and plenty of other damages, they sent him to Paris hospital for 3 months. They bandaged him up, and they said, if your index finger could pull that machine gun trigger, and if you could walk, you're what?
Fit for duty.
Fit for duty. He further received and awarded the Marksman Badge with rifle bar, and finally he was awarded the Honorable Service lapel button in World War II. So he's highly decorated as a teenage boy. So how do we ever worthy of this? If it wasn't for guys like this, we might be speaking German. I believe that. Let's see, Mr. Jeckovich, we're on second time around in your book. How many pages was that book?
849.
And how about if I put a couple pages of our book under our belt? How's that?
Okay, okay.
Because, listen, we read your book in its entirety once, and now, we're the second time around, we're on chapter 8. Okay, so let's pick up on 14. That night, on my way, let me just give you a little background. He's in Haverfordwest, and he's getting ready to be shipped to the front line, but he met a girl. His girlfriend is Jean Rowland Young, and he's been meeting with her nightly. That night, I gathered some items I saved for my PX rations as an assortment of chocolate bars, chewing gum, and canned Spam, several tins of hard cap candy, shaving cream, 5 or 6 packs of razor blades, and a couple fountain pencils and pens. These items in Wales and England were rationed or non-existent. During the time I spent there, I knew Jean and her parents would appreciate them, and it was unquestionably a small token for repayment for all their kindness they had shown me. That's nice. That night, on my way to the shower building, I carried along my overnight bag in which I put the PX rations in it for the Youngs. It's inconspicuous as most every carries a bag of sorts to the shower for their change of clothes, a towel or shaving articles. I was mostly concerned about the chocolate melting in the warm environment of the shower area, and I hurried to my shower as quickly as possible. Upon reaching Jean's cottage, I quickly opened the gate and walked up the short cobblestone entrance and gave the large brass knocker several bangs on the door. Jean quickly came to the door and was elated and jubilant in seeing me. She remarked, "I thought you had shipped out and could not return to say goodbye." I smiled and replied that we had an inspection last night and it was too late to return afterward. With that, she ushered me into the parlor where Mr. and Mrs. Young greeted me warmly. And Mrs. Young said, "I'm just in time for tea." Do they have nice tea?
Yeah, yeah.
Tasty tea. Hot, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. They don't have iced tea there, did they?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. We talked for a while until the news came on at 2000 hours from London. Jean sat beside me and held my hand as I reminded again of Anne and her telegram. Once again, pangs of guilt overcame me, and it was only when Mrs. Young handed me a cup of hot tea I recovered sufficiently to bring myself back to reality and the company of Jean and her parents. We discussed the latest news events while Jean kept mostly silent and just listened intently to what was said. After a bit, I reached for my overnight bag and began to empty the contents onto the coffee table near me. Jean, minutes please. Jean looked in amazement as the Youngs were beside themselves.
10.
Jean looked in amazement as the Youngs were beside themselves at seeing the sugar and the canned Spam. I felt happy for them, and I was grateful that I could contribute something to make their dreary life a little bit more cheerful and effective. So they were very appreciative.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
still remember the smiles on
Well,
their faces?
everything was rational with her.
Yeah. As I watched them handling the various items I brought for them, I could not help thinking how fortunate we were back in the States not to go through the pain and suffering these people were enduring.
Yeah.
Back in the United States, there was nothing.
We weren't bombed or nothing.
Nothing. That big ocean separated all of us. Yeah. They could not thank me enough, and after many accolades, I felt embarrassed to try to steer them into another subject. It was at that moment that Mrs. Young brought out some Welch fruitcake she had made this summer for the coming holidays. It was savory and delectable, and I remarked it was much richer prize than all the articles I had brought tonight. We all laughed, and I felt good, and I had brought some joy and goodwill to a very sincere and loving family. I did not appreciate the full significance of the joyous evening until Christmas actually came upon me on the frozen ground of the Ardennes Forest several weeks later. So when you're on the frozen ground of the Ardennes Forest several weeks later, you really appreciate it. That moment you were in.
Looking back.
Damn right, damn right. After several hours of pleasurable company and goodwill, I informed Jean that it was getting late, I had to return. She understood, and I said good nights to the Youngs and stated that I hoped I'd see them tomorrow night if that was amendable with them. And then Mrs. Young did something I would remember for a long time. Mrs. Young hugged and kissed me, held me momentarily, and said, "Thank you, and may God be with you always." Do you remember that still?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I was overcome with emotion and quickly departed outside as Jean followed behind. As we got outside, I murmured to Jean in a hoarse, barely audible voice that her parents, as well as herself, would make it tough to leave this pleasant little town. She held my hand, and we started to walk to the end of the street. As the usual bombers were out again in full force, and the constant heavy drone once again set off me shuddering in despair and fear. Fear that I would never return the life I experienced here in Wales and the good life I had experienced in Owensboro, Kentucky. We sat on the bench, and I held her closely, thinking of many things, but mostly of what lay ahead for me in the upcoming weeks. The good times that I had here only magnified more greatly, and I would eventually miss, and made me more vulnerable to distress and agony. I would feel when I left here, I did not feel this way when I left my home for furlough or on my way going overseas with a good possibility of never returning. I was not overcome with the thought of leaving everything I cherished and loved behind me forever. I was only consumed with the all-encompassing guilt of leaving and shirking my responsibility at home to run off the war, which I knew nothing about. I did not feel as much sorrow and agony at leaving Anne as I did now. At the prospect of leaving, possibly forever, Jean and her parents, as ambivalent and sentimental, always perplexed me whenever I thought about it, and it continued to mystify me for several years. I knew I loved Anne, but the question became, did I love Jean more?
Oh, you got a problem, huh?
You got a problem. You got a problem. The only guy I know in a major World War II, he had 4 girlfriends, coast to coast. I don't know how he did it. But I'm going to read this book and I'm going to find out. With these depressing and chilling thoughts, I became quiet and reflective. It was only Jean's quiet voice that broke my despondent mood. I reached down and kissed her. Thanks for everything, I whispered. I held her. I'll never forget you or your folks. With that, I got up and said I had to get back. We walked back to the front gate and lingered a while, disturbed only by the sounds of planes aloft that streaked to their appointed task. I kissed her once again, and she quickly left my side to the safety and tranquility of her own little world. I thought now how I envied her and perhaps loved her with the brutality and hopelessness of a person destined to not to be a part of her life ever. Minutes?
4.5?
I was fortunate to get ration detail the next day, and it helped break up the monotonous repetition of the long, uneventful, trivial days we all experienced our last few days here. We knew that we were on a waiting around and turned up in a slot, which meant crossing the channel and getting assigned to a piece of the war. Ration detail, you remember the ration detail?
Yeah.
Ration detail was a day-long chore, and it consisted of getting rations and or our equipment from the quartermaster depot in Mildehaven and distributing them to companies in the area. There were 2 6x6s assigned to the task, and I drew one that handed the groceries to several mess halls scattered throughout the battalion region. We were on our second trip from Milford Haven, hauling the 3rd Battalion, located in Claverstown, about 10 miles due north of Haverfordwest. Claverstown was a much smaller town and more likely a village, with most of the 3rd Battalion billeted in squad tents out in the open pasture. The only troops billeted indoors in the village were headquarters company and naturally officers with rank of first lieutenant and above. The mess hall was located in an abandoned schoolhouse not far away from most of the troops were bivouacked. I was thankful our setup was more elaborate and considered myself fortunate to be located in a town with all the creature comforts, close proximity to Jean and her family. On our last stop of the day was our mess hall. As we unloaded the boxes of crates of rations, one box slipped off the tailgate of the truck, smashed open and hit the cobblestone street. It spewed about where number 10 cans of sliced peaches, I'm sorry. While the black mess sergeant took control of the situation, I mentioned the fact that the ration-starved civilians in town would really appreciate if someone was lying on the street. He asked rather decisively if I knew of any civilians. I said I knew of a very nice family that treated me well. He said then, well then, take a couple of these cans and stop by the kitchen when you're ready to leave. I'll give you something that we have left over. I thanked him and put 3 or 4 cans in the front seat of the truck, then continued to unload the remaining rations. I wondered how Jean and her parents would react to these gifts of kindness from the Army.
Yeah.
So how'd they react?
Oh, they love it. They're on rations now. They're not. They don't have what we had to eat.
So they liked the gifts you gave them.
Oh yeah.
1 minute.
Huh?
Don't forget they were bombed and everything too.
Yeah. And constant fighters flying overhead
Yeah.
day and night. Now, you said in here a number 10 can. Could you describe to us what a number 10 can is of peaches?
Number 10 can.
Yeah. Could you hold your hands up and
Look,
show me?
it's that wide, a little higher though.
Just look.
A little bit bigger than that?
Yeah.
That's a number 10 can?
Yeah.
And how would you
John.
hold it up? And how would you
It would be a little higher.
and how would you open a number 10 can?
With a screwdriver or they had to have a can opener there.
No. And so this is what you did. You brought it. What exactly did you bring them? You remember?
I brought them.
Peaches?
I brought them fruit cocktail. I brought them I brought him some candy,